Hi guys, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I just really wanted to make a video introducing myself first before I started making other content, just so you kind of have a clue as to who I am and what type of person I am. So first, I would like to introduce you to myself. So my name is Giselle Carmona. I'm 22 years old. I'm a Cancer, and I basically was raised in Las Vegas, but currently I live in South Carolina to go to esthetician school. That's basically what my channel is going to be about. Really esthetician school tips, about esthetician school information, hopefully down the line maybe more beauty related stuff, maybe vlogging, and of course traveling, because that's what I really like to do as well. I'm engaged. Cute little ring. Pretty cute. It's shaped as a heart. So, and I have a bad but cute Siberian Husky named Maverick. I'm a big foodie, so I love food, specifically Korean barbecue, sushi, Italian food, Chinese food, pizza, probably one of my favorite things to eat. I also love boba, teas, and I love coffee, which is not the greatest for me because I do get anxious a lot with caffeine, but it tastes good, smells good. I even have a candle of it. I also love to watch anime. I've been watching anime since I was in middle school. I think one of my first ever animes was Death Note, and then it's just kind of weird because now I mostly watch more like slice of life, funny, comedy, romance. I'm a sucker for romance. Another big thing that I'm really passionate about is music. I've always loved music since I was a little girl. I mostly grew up with like a lot of Chicano music, lowrider oldies, old school hip hop, classic R&B. My favorite artists are Michael Jackson, Amy Winehouse, Paramore, a little of everything really. Being that I do love anime, I'm also of course into a lot of like really cute kawaii things. I love pink things, girly things. My favorite would be a Ryakuma, Hello Kitty, any Sanrio characters is one of my favorites. But I'm also, which is pretty funny, into a lot of like goth punkish things too. I love black. Honestly, my whole wardrobe is pretty much black. I mean, this is kind of different because my boyfriend bought it for me from Vegas, but usually I'm always wearing black. Going back to makeup and skincare, really I got into it when I was in high school. I had really oily skin, and I feel like every teenager in high school kind of dabs into skincare at some point because you're really trying to control it as much as you can. You kind of feel embarrassed about it. So I constantly found myself online doing research, you know, best products for oily skin, best products for acne, even though I honestly didn't really have a lot of acne in high school. I was lucky. But because of that, I always found myself playing with skincare at the stores, the malls, Sephora. I really like the smell of it. I love the texture of skincare. And I don't know, I guess with makeup, I always used to love watching my older cousin doing makeup, and I really wanted to learn from her. And in high school, that's when I really started playing with makeup. I used to do a lot of cool looks. I was obsessed with foundations, lipsticks. Of course, I always had my wing liner. I think that's what I was mostly known for in high school, my wing liner. I think that from the time that I knew that skincare and makeup was something that I really wanted to do is when I kind of found out that when I do those things, time goes by really quickly and you kind of enjoy it and you feel like it's not work per se. But yeah, I mean, I'm still learning myself and I'm still learning a lot. Honestly, you never know everything about a certain thing, whether it be like art, music. There's always a lot to learn. And honestly, I knew that I always wanted to do makeup and skincare and a YouTube channel. I mean, for so long, since I was probably a freshman, YouTube was something that I was always interested in, but I think fear and doubt, just like anything and everybody, it kind of consumed me a little bit. Also that I'm very shy, so I mean, right now I don't know if it seems like it, but it's pretty hard for me to get like the words across properly. I don't like really being in the camera a lot, and technology isn't my best friend, but it's still fun. I guess we could talk about jobs and careers now, which is gonna be kind of like a lengthy timeline. Like I said, in high school, I knew that I always wanted to do something in the beauty field, but I was scared too. And honestly, I was too busy thinking about trying to survive in the world because I was going through a lot of stuff personal stuff. So careers was the last thing on my mind. College was the last thing on my mind. And I knew that I couldn't afford going to college right away, at least so I thought. And honestly, college and university is way too expensive. Even tech school nowadays is kind of honestly a ripoff. Obviously, you should get an education either way, but it's just very expensive. And another important thing is that I feel like a lot of juniors, seniors, even freshmen sometimes are kind of forced to think about their future, which is pretty scary because around that time, I think we're too young. We are barely figuring ourselves out. We haven't even developed fully, emotionally, physically, mentally. And with that, I think one of my other biggest fears is how do I say this? I know and I saw a lot of people graduating high school and forcing themselves to go to a college or university or pursuing a degree in something that they truly knew it wasn't meant for them. And I think it was mostly peer pressure from, teachers, guidance counselors, parents, friends, you name it. And it sucked because they spent thousands of dollars, years in a degree that they weren't going to pursue. A lot of people do that. And it's no shame to them because obviously it's more education for them. They have more to offer in a job. They have lots of things to put down on the resume. But for me, I knew I didn't want to do that. I'm very stubborn. So I just went to work right after high school. And I kind of do regret it because, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I do because I feel like within the 5-6 years gap, I could have already done something. I could have already graduated. I just wish I could have pushed myself into doing beauty school, but I didn't. Like I said, I had bigger things to worry about. Also, as a side note, I did want to work these jobs so I could save enough money to go to beauty school and not have to worry about payments, loans, being in debt, because that was also one of my biggest fears. And I didn't want to put my parents into it either because they were dealing with their own things at the time. So I guess my advice to anybody who's watching is to just do what you love. And the reason why I say it is because, and what I really want people to think about is, life is very short. There is no promise to tomorrow, and I'm not trying to scare you, but I want you to be realistic. Is that you could die tomorrow, you could die the next month, next week, next year. You don't know. So you might as well live the life that you want. You might as well work for the life that you want. You might as well surround yourself with the people you love, even if it means you have to cut people off. Take up that art class. Take up that cooking class. Start a YouTube channel. Go to college. Go to university if you want to. If you want to travel the world, travel the world. If you want to be a singer, sing. And it's not going to be easy by far means. That's not what I'm saying. But do the work that you need to do. Believe in yourself. Surround yourself with great people. Eat that cake. Do what you want. So how did I get into YouTubing? Just like many people my age, I grew up with YouTube. I think I started really watching YouTube a lot when I was in high school, and I found that watching YouTubers was kind of like therapy to me. I think at first I was mostly into a lot of beauty YouTubers. I mean, from anything from, let's see, who was my first beauty YouTuber? I think it's Judy's Time, and I still watch her. I watch her vlogs almost every single day. Alexis Jada is my favorite YouTuber. She does a lot of beauty related videos. She does story times. She does vlogging. If you haven't heard of her, I would definitely check her out. I don't really watch them anymore. I feel like with the beauty community, it's not really the same as to what it used to. So I found myself unfollowing a lot of YouTubers because I feel like a lot of them don't really care about makeup or skincare or the YouTube community per se. I feel like they mostly care about views, drama, petty drama, unnecessary things, fame, numbers. I also would watch, and I'm not proud to say it, I used to be rigorously watching Shane Dawson's videos, and I obviously don't now because of all the drama and all this crazy things happening, but that's who I was really watching a lot. I used to watch Kev Jumba. Want to recommend any YouTubers to me? I would love to see them. I also watch a lot of traveling videos. I watch Charlotte in Japan, which is one of my favorite. I think my favorite style would probably be my scene days. I had all these cool like band shirts. I had skinny jeans. I had these cool bracelets. I loved dyeing my hair fun colors, like back in middle school. I mean, I used to listen to all these bands, and I probably looked ridiculous like half the time, but I didn't care. It was fun. And then from there, I played a lot with the pinup, rockabilly, greaser look. I mean, still one of my favorite styles to this day. It just requires a lot of time and effort and money because those clothes is not cheap. I also like very punk rocker looks. I also like to do very kawaii girly looks. So I mostly wear a lot of t-shirts. I'll show you this t-shirt that my boyfriend got me. It's very random. It says Tattoo Chicken. I don't think there's anything in the back. Yeah, no. But it's pretty cool. And tights, but as I do, let's see, when I start working again, I want to start buying more like pin-up goth clothes. So we'll see where that goes.